Ilkay, thank you very much for your time. Thank you very much for having us here. What's your story with this coffee shop?
It's actually not my place, but
it feels kind of.
It feels cozy, yeah. No, it's a Federal Cafe Bar here in Manchester. I remember 2016 when I arrived that they used to have just one coffee shop. Now they have three, I think. And since then, it's basically my favorite, favorite coffee place to come, or breakfast, brunch. They have everything, and the owner is very nice and treats me very well. So if I go out and just want to have a coffee or something to eat, I come here, and very happy to have you guys here.
And right after lockdown, you launched an auction to help local business and cafes. Can you tell me a little bit about that? How did it work?
Well, basically it was to support local businesses here in Manchester. Obviously, a lot of them, all of them, they had to close throughout the whole lockdown phase, and a lot of businesses they lost a lot because of that. So it was just a little thing to support, some local businesses that we chose. This was not one of them, but we had a few ones that we could help, that so that they can at least gap the bridge, from being closed until reopening, where we were able to collect some money, and to help these businesses.
Oh, so how did it work? You had an auction for memorabilia, for t-shirt, for shirts, or experiences?
Yes, some special items of mine, like shirts, boots. We had a very genuine donor as well, someone very close and attached to Man City as well, who also doubled the amount at the end also as well, which was amazing. And we could collect some money, to help out some people.
So you're a coffee person?
I am a coffee person, yeah, definitely.
How do you take your coffee?
I'll either have a simple cappuccino latte or an espresso. I'm not so fancy, and I'm quite simple, I would say. My wife was born in Italy, so obviously there's a huge coffee culture, and I'm not allowed normally to have any coffees with milk after 12 o'clock, because in Italy that's a no-go. After lunch you're just having espresso there. So normally I have my cappuccino or my latte in the morning.
So just in the morning, during the day you don't?
Yes, unless my wife don't see it, so then I'm fine.
Better safe than sorry, yes. So, Ilkay, when you returned in your first match, Erling said something like, "Oh yeah, it's like he's always been here." We look at the dressing room, it's like, "Yeah, okay, Gundo's here." So, does it feel to you as well like you've always been here? You kind of never left.
It does. It feel a bit like that, to be honest, and I mean. It mainly has to do with the reception, of the people, and obviously most of the people I know for many years already, and the day I returned, it just felt natural and normal, since last year when I left, it just felt like I've never really left, to be honest. So that was quite easy for me, the way the people treated me, not just inside the club, also fans, and in the stadium, obviously also the reception was just amazing. And at the end of the day, that helps me also to try to perform on the highest level as quick and also as good as possible. And I think we are not far off.
What changed? Like small things or bigger things? What did you notice that changed in the past year?
Not much has changed, I would say. Obviously, there are new people, new players, but also new staff members. But the main things they stayed the same, and the football has stayed the same. The success stayed the same. I think that's something that you have to have when you come here. You have to have ambition. You have to have that desire to win. And to do everything, to try to win, to make the chances as high as possible. So that's also a reason why I came back, because it's just everything is just on the highest level, on the highest standard, and that's something that I target for myself all the time, and obviously I want also that team, that club, to target this every single time, and I think we are ready and we are prepared for another hopefully big season, a challenging one, which is going to be also a long one. But I feel like the mood is in a really good place right now, and everyone is prepared. So hopefully we can do another incredible season here.
How was it for you to process the change, the coming back? Because a lot of people were surprised, and because it was such a peculiar situation. You had a really good season with Barcelona, and now you're here and everything kind of happened. So how was it?
I'm a bit surprised myself how easy it was at the end also to return. Obviously, you know, when I came back, it was quite late also in the transfer market.
Yeah.
I mean, you never know also with transfers, you know, it's sometimes a very complex situation because there are several parties involved, you know, and several agreements that need to be done. So people may think it's easy to do a transfer, but it is not always as easy as it seems to be. But in my case, I was a bit surprised how quick went forward straight away. So just in a short amount of time, you know, in just a few days, I think everything was done and settled, and I was back, you know, and it was good in my case actually, because obviously that there was no patience really needed, you know, and everything happened quite quick, and I could start straight away training, you know, and get back into the games. The last international break was the first moment, you know, where I actually could, you know, have a breather, you know, and actually process a little bit also what happened in the last couple of weeks. But yeah, I think in life, if you don't have to think so much, you know, if things just happen automatically and easily, it's just meant to be.
Because you just stayed in Spain for one season and kind of missed out on a Premier League title, did you ever regret leaving at any level?
No, I think we make choices in life for a reason, and honestly, if you look back at last season also with Barcelona, I still think it was a good, not just for me personally, also for the team, for the club, you know, with the circumstances. I think getting 85 points in La Liga, you know, only 3 less I think than the year before when they won the league. I think I see it as a success, to be honest with you. Also with the young team that we had, with the injury problems that we had, and again the circumstances, I think it was still a really good season, you know, because there's a lot of potential, you know, in that team. Obviously, it's one of the biggest clubs in the world, and yeah, I got the opportunity, you know, to wear that badge, you know, fulfill also somehow one childhood dream of mine, you know, and playing in that shirt, you know, for that club. So no regrets at all. I met amazing people. I had an amazing time, you know, tough and challenging, but amazing, honestly. And that's why I see it as an unbelievable experience, and I don't regret anything at all.
When you came back, how was the talk with Pep? Because he helped you settle in Barcelona as well. And I don't know if you're still neighbors, but you have a good relationship with him as well, don't you?
Yeah, a very good relationship with Pep. He's still my neighbor here in Manchester, in Barcelona, not here in Manchester. But even in Barcelona last season, I met him once. I went to see him in his house when he was there, when he was recovering from his back surgery. Went to see him. We had a couple of phone calls, you know, also throughout the season. So we were always in touch, you know. We were always kind of speaking, and obviously our relationship, our connection is great. I think because we both want to achieve the same standards in football. You know, we have a similar way of seeing football. I am learning a lot from him. You know, I appreciate working with him a lot.
So it was kind of like, hi Pep. Oh hi, okay. You wanna come back?
Should we do it? Let's do it.
How was that?
Yeah, you know what? A little bit yes. A little bit yes. At least from his and my side. But then obviously, like I said before, there are more parties involved who have to agree. So it was not just up to us. But if it would have been just up to us, it would have been done in just a couple of hours probably. But yeah, a little bit, yeah, but that also shows how much I think we appreciate also each other.
Yeah, you know him in a way that obviously we don't. So do you think there are any features from him that people don't see or don't talk about it enough, that you can see, like, oh, he's very much like this and no one can really see it?
I mean, it's quite obvious, I think, how he is. I think what people maybe don't see is that he's also very protective towards his team, but also very honest with everyone. And I think also he knows how to separate, professional and private life. So you can meet him also at the training ground, when you have lunch or whatever, in a different mood where it's not just about football, where he's very laid back, relaxed, and you can have a conversation about your family or, I don't know, your hobbies or whatever, your passions. But when it's about football, obviously, I think people see how he is, people know him, and people also, I'm quite sure, know that he's the best manager in the world. So, yeah, I get to enjoy both sides of him, also. And I think also that's the reason why we like each other so much.
In your career, I think to an extent you had to reinvent yourself a few times with back injury and then the ACL and then all the progress you made here at Man City. So now that you're back at the age of 33, second time here, how do you see yourself? Who is the İlkay who came back?
To be honest with you, I don't know yet, because it's gonna depend also, how this year will go, what the team needs, how I need to adapt my personality, but also my position on the pitch. I think also that this is one of my main qualities, that I'm able to adapt around the circumstances that I face, and whether it's with which personnel we are playing, and which in which order on the pitch we are. Or also off the pitch, what is needed, what the team needs. But one thing is for sure, I came back to maintain the high level, that this team, that this club has maintained for the last few years. Yeah, I'm not reaching for less than what I have achieved so far in this amazing football club. And that's why we are still there, because every year this club finds a solution, the manager finds a solution, to compete with the best. And that's what it's all about, to try to do your best and to try to compete, to try to win everything.
How much of the title race against Arsenal were you able to follow last season?
Last season?
Yeah.
Yeah, a little bit, of course.
Yeah.
I mean, football is my passion, so I watch a lot of football, I watch a lot of football. Obviously, a lot of La Liga last season. But for me, the Premier League is the Premier League, and it's the best league in the world. And I tried to watch also all Premier League games last season.
Yeah, because it was a tight one. So I imagine you're excited to be a part of this one.
Yeah, of course. I mean, Arsenal is playing amazing football, and obviously they have a manager that knows our team very well, the manager very well. I think that Pep also had a very big impact, on Mikel and on the way that he is approaching the game for his team. I think that's obvious, but it's also very normal. So yeah, that makes it even more interesting, to see how the teams will play, when they face each other, especially in the direct duels. And that's why also that game is important on Sunday, even though it's just about 3 points. There is an opportunity to make a statement, and obviously we're playing home, and we feel confident that we can win that game.
How was life as a fan following Man City and Arsenal going for the title?
More analytic, I would say,
Yeah.
As a fan. To be honest, I enjoy watching football in general a lot. And obviously, with the history that I had, and knowing all the players, obviously you watch Man City with a different eye, because you know the players so well, you know the manager so well, so you know what standard they are up to. And you're kind of used also that they're always there, I was a bit surprised how well they did, last year, because obviously after winning a treble, there could be room for dropping a little bit, but they were there in all the competitions until the end, you know. And I think this is what it's about, you know, trying to compete until the end in every single competition. And for me, still last year was an amazing success, you know, for the team, for the club, and I hope that we can do better this year.
As a fan who analyzes football, you're sounding like a future coach, okay?
Maybe, let's see. I think I had the privilege to work with some great coaches in my career, and it would be not smart to at least not try to go down that road, probably, which I'm trying kind of to prepare also a little bit, but I'm still enjoying a lot to play, and hopefully I can play for many more years and enjoy playing much more.
Good luck on Sunday then.
Thank you.